The first layer of my language learning app is complete. Hi, if you don't know me, I'm making my own open source app that will be better than Duolingo. And this is the first week of my weekly update. So, as I said, the domain layer is complete. In the domain layer, there is a session that is composed of multiple exercises. Those exercises can either be word exercise if you want to learn some specific word, or sentence exercise if you want to see those words used in a real sentence. And those exercises have their own content. It's all the information that you want to see on screen, like the word, the translation, some image, audio, or whatever. Until now, the word exercise have their own word content and the sentence exercise have their own sentence content. And this was a big problem because if I wanted, for example, to add some audio to the exercise, I had to manually change the word content and the sentence content so that they can have the audio in them. And so every time I wanted to change a little thing in the exercise, I had to change manually the word content and the sentence content. And so what I did instead is to have one single content used for word or exercise. Those content can have as many fields as I want, and each field has their own tag so that the tag tell exactly what the field is supposed to do. And so now if I want to add some audio to a word, I don't need to change anything. Just add a new field and it's done. Next, each exercise uses a space repetition system. So to keep it simple, it's just a lot of mathematics that tells the user when do you need to learn or review this exercise. And this was something I already did a few months ago, so this week I didn't have to change anything with that. But there was still another problem I had to solve. When you start a new session, the session had to initialize itself and those exercises, choose the first exercise that the user needs to learn or review, then the session needs to take the content of the first exercise and show it to the user. Then the session also have to take the grade of the exercise and show it to the space repetition system so it can update itself. And then the session also have to continue with the next exercise and stop the session when there is no exercise left. And this was just too much for a single object. You see, when you make your own app, you want to keep things as simple as possible. But here, the session was just too complicated. So to solve this problem, I created the exercise scheduler. The scheduler have only one objective. It's to choose among all exercise the next exercise to review for the user. And just with that, the session became a lot more simple. Now, the session just needs to initialize itself, then he asks the scheduler for the next exercise, he asks the exercise for its content to show for the UI, then the exercise can update itself and calculate when do we need to review that exercise the next time, and then we can just continue with the next exercise. And see, it's a lot more simple that way. The only thing that the session do now is to ask the scheduler and the exercise to do their own jobs, then he collects the result and give it to the user interface. And with that, the domain layer is done, so that next week I can begin the next layer, the database. Of course, for a language app, you need to save all of the user data on your phone or on your computer. And so that's why we have a database layer. But this will be for the next video, so see you next week.